From the Detroit Free Press, it's Thursday, April 1st. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
This is Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent for the Detroit Free Press. President Biden unveiled his infrastructure plan today, and it's a doozy. It would commit some $2 trillion to rebuilding tens of thousands of roads and bridges, modernizing railways and public transit, and more. And there are items of specific interest to Michiganders. For instance, it would commit $45 billion to replace every lead water pipe in the country. A few years ago, it was lead pipes in Flint that resulted in a public health emergency being declared in that city and raising the issue nationwide. Biden's plan would also call for Congress to commit $174 billion to helping car makers produce and sell electric vehicles at a time when dozens more are coming on the market. It would move to create a network of 500,000 charging stations, provide point-of-sale rebates to consumers, and pay companies to retool plants to manufacture electric cars and trucks. The question is how to pay for it. Biden's plan is to raise the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%. That could run into a lot of problems with Republicans on Capitol Hill. Biden says he's willing to work with anyone who has another plan to pay for the proposal, just as long as it doesn't tax any family making under $400,000 a year, and just as long as it gets done.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. College students, professors, and those who use a .edu email address are being targeted now during the tax season by scammers. The Internal Revenue Service said phishing emails, often indicating that there's trouble with a tax refund, have been flooding these mailboxes. The usual rules apply. Don't be so rushed that you just click on a link. Don't hand over your Social Security number, and don't give out bank account information. Maybe you filed a tax return in February and wonder what happened to your refund cash. If you're so busy, though, you might not even think twice when you get an email that looks like it's from the IRS and asks for more information to process that refund. Don't fall for it. The crooks are asking for things like your driver's license number, your prior year's adjusted gross income, and they're even brazen enough to ask for your electronic filing identity protection PIN. That's a number that's used to file your tax return so you can avoid the crooks from filing a tax return using your Social Security number. ID theft can be ongoing throughout the tax season, as crooks attempt to file phony tax returns to steal tax refund dollars. Take your time and don't hand over important information when scammers try to trick you.
This is Amy Hushka for the Detroit Free Press. Maybe this goes without saying, but don't destroy or lose your COVID-19 vaccination card once you get it. At your first appointment, you should have received a CDC vaccination card that tells you what vaccine you received, the date you got it, and where you got it. If you received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, you should bring that card with you to your second appointment. If you did not receive a vaccination card or lost your card, contact the provider where you got the shot and find out how you can get a new card. If you cannot contact the provider directly, your state's health department can help. The CDC recommends keeping your card for future use. In fact, you may want to take a picture of your card. It will last longer. Just make sure not to post a selfie with the card. There's too much personal information on it for hackers. One tip, get it laminated. Office Depot, Office Max, and Staples will do it for free. Just make sure to clip the coupon or use the promo code. To read more about COVID-19 and the vaccination process in Michigan, head to freep.com.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. It's April 1st. That only means one thing. It's the opening of the Major League Baseball season, and for the first time since September of 2019, all Major League ballparks will see fans in limited capacity to take in ball games. The Detroit Tigers open the 2021 campaign, hosting a 3-game set against the Cleveland Indians this coming weekend. The Tigers will trot out left-hander Matthew Boyd, while Cleveland will counter with Shane Bieber. First pitch is scheduled for around 1 p.m. at Comerica Park, and it is going to be a cold one, so bundle up. It's going to be about 32 degrees at first pitch. Tigers manager A.J. Hinch makes it very clear that no preseason predictions or prognostications are on a priority list for him. Right now, he's just trying to beat one of the best right-handers in baseball.
I know that sounds like coach speak and cliche, but you got to deal with it too. I mean, it's the way it is in this clubhouse. Is we're not going to listen to outside noise, and I'm assuming, because everybody's asked me about expectations, that maybe they're below my expectations, but that doesn't help us tomorrow against Beaver. No expert or no prediction or no nothing helps us against Beaver tomorrow. And so why would we pay any attention to it?
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.